Welcome back to JT's Film Reviews. Today I take a look at The Monkey. Yes, I'm taking a look at The Monkey, but first I actually want to start with a catch-up review. Now what that means is I've watched a movie that maybe came out in the previous year that I may have missed. It may have gone under my radar and I didn't get to catch it. And that film today is Saturday Night from director Jason Reitman and co-writer Gil Keenan. It is about the tumultuous 90-minute lead up to the first broadcast of the first episode of Saturday Night Live. It is told from a real-time perspective, 90 minutes, and that gives it a great pacing. It moves along at a fast pace. And also, it's crazy how much of it was accurate. I read up on it afterwards. Yes, they took creative liberties here and there, but for the most part, a lot of what you see in the movie happened in those first 90 minutes before Saturday Night Live. I think they added some stuff that maybe happened in the real world but didn't happen in those 90 minutes. And so they wanted to include that information to kind of get you up to speed on what this crazy show was that this young producer named Lorne Michaels was trying to put together. Speaking of which, the ensemble cast is great. I want to give particular praise, though, to Gabriel LaBelle. He did a fantastic job as Lorne Michaels, and he is quickly becoming one of my favorite actors. I loved him in The Fabelmans. I loved him in Snack Shack, and now here with Saturday Night. He's already shown so much range for being in as few films as he's been in so far. The movie is easily a 4 out of 5 star movie. I definitely recommend it. The only reason I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars is they shoot for every joke and not every joke lands. And so there's that. And then there are a couple of times where those liberties I said that they took with the story, I could kind of tell, okay, that didn't happen. That really is just there for dramatic effect. But again, 4 out of 5 stars, I say go check it out. As of this recording, it is on Netflix. Now, it is time for me to review The Monkey. The Monkey is from Osgood Perkins, who did Long Legs and The Black Coat's Daughter, a couple other films. I know those are the two I've seen. I have not seen the other two films that he's made. But the movie's also based on a short story by Stephen King. When I initially left the theater, I'll be honest with you, I didn't quite know what to make of this movie. I knew it was a dark comedy or a horror comedy because I had seen that thrown around in the ramp up to the release of the movie. But I didn't realize how darkly humorous this movie was going to be. And the best synopsis, spoilers-free synopsis, is we follow twins, Hal and Bill, and when they're kids, they come into possession of a toy monkey. But due to this toy monkey being evil, because we wouldn't have a movie if it wasn't, mysterious deaths start to happen to the people surrounding Bill and Hal. So they decide to put the monkey away and go their separate ways. 25 years later, one of the twins, Hal, is living a very isolated life. He has a low-paying job. He has isolated himself from his son, Petey, because he doesn't want the evil to be visited upon his son. And the deaths start up again. And so now he's got to figure out why that is, so he can protect Petey, and so he can protect everyone else around him. And it goes on from there. I don't want to say too much more because that would be giving away a lot more of the spoilers. The performances are good, but the particular praise needs to go to Theo James as Hal. He has to play one of the most beleaguered and weary characters that I've seen in a horror film in quite some time. And he does a great job at it. The thing that caught me off guard the most was how much of a gore fest this movie was. I had heard it was gory, but it is gory. So if you don't like gory, now it's over the top gore, but if you don't like gore of any kind, this film may not be for you. Also, the dark sense of humor that this movie has may turn off some Perkins fans. Longlegs and the Blackcoat's Daughter were more serious than they were humorous. I'm not saying there was no humor in those movies, but it wasn't definitely focused on the humor. It is more focused on that here. So that may turn you away if you're expecting something along the lines of Longlegs or the Blackcoat's Daughter. Beyond that, there's not much more I can say without spoilers. I will say the death scenes, when they happen, there was a few times where I was like, okay, so this is just Final Destination, where death has been replaced by an evil toy monkey. That's pretty much another way I can sum it up. It's my favorite Perkins movie. Now, for full disclosure, I was not a huge fan of Longlegs, like a lot of people were. And I was not the biggest fan of the Blackcoat's Daughter. I felt both of those movies had great first two acts, and then the third act they lost me. And so this movie had me all the way through. Again, I left feeling a little overwhelmed. Had to kind of think about what I was seeing, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. This movie is for people who are fans of campy horror, who are fans of over-the-top horror, and they don't want anything too serious. It is a batshit crazy movie. I'll just go ahead and say it outright. But it's a very, very fun movie. I would say I give this movie 3.5 out of 5 stars. Solid recommendation. I definitely say check it out. And that's really all I can say about the movie. I'll be back with another review later. I can go ahead and tell you that on Thursday, February 27th, I will be posting my Throwback Thursday review for Jackie Brown. I didn't get to do it this past week due to a technical issue, and also I was kind of having a scratchy throat, which you may actually still hear a little bit of that in this video. Not too bad, but just kind of didn't want to record with it. That said, go watch this movie, The Monkey. It's great. And until the next time, I'll see you at the movies.